The Ascent is extremely important to Subaru in the United States, the market where the Japanese automaker set foot half a century ago. It's not surprising that Subaru celebrates the anniversary with a series of special edition models, but what is curious is that the Ascent has been overlooked. There's a good reason Subaru of America couldn't anniversarify the Ascent mid-size crossover utility vehicle in time for the 2018 Chicago Auto Show, and that is the 2019 model year. The Ascent goes into production in the spring at the Lafayette, Indiana plant, and that's the gist of it. Limited to 6,300 examples combined for the Crosstrek, Forester, Impreza, Legacy, Outback, WRX, WRX STI, and BRZ Boxer engine sports car. The 50th anniversary special editions are instantly recognizable thanks to the heritage blue exterior paint color. All vehicles are further distinguished by exclusive emblems, alloy wheels, and satin chrome finished mirrors. The exception to the rule is the BRZ, which gets different wheels and body color mirrors. The WRX and WRX STI also feature body color mirrors. Stepping inside any of the special editions, the black upholstery contrasts nicely with silver stitching, silver seatbelts, and the 50th anniversary logo embroidered on the carpeted mats and front seats. Each commemorative model is based on a nicely equipped trim level with extensive standard features. These include EyeSight driver assist technology, an array of features that includes pre-collision braking. These being said, let's talk suggested retail pricing and production allocations. Subaru of America has 250 examples of the BRZ 50th anniversary in the pipeline at $29,940. The WRX and WRX STI will spawn 600 and 200 examples, respectively, and they're priced from $35,495 and $41,195. Next up, the Crosstrek will be available in 1,050 units, each starting at $30,040 excluding the $915 destination and delivery charge. The Forester, 1,050 units, Impreza, 1,050 units, Legacy, 1,050 units, and Outback, also 1,050 units, retail from $33,390, $28,340, $31,490, and $35,080, respectively. On that note, Subaru retailers in Alaska are charged an additional $150.
The Tesla Roadster that rode SpaceX's Falcon Heavy rocket into space Tuesday afternoon seems poised to overshoot its mark, with company CEO Elon Musk tweeting a diagram showing that the car's current trajectory will take it beyond Mars and into the asteroid belt in its planned orbit around the Sun. But experts nonetheless predicted smooth sailing for the cherry red convertible and the spacesuit-wearing mannequin, Starman, positioned behind the wheel. Even in the asteroid belt, it seems the car is unlikely to encounter anything beyond ultraviolet radiation, cosmic rays and other highly charged particles, and the occasional micrometeoroid. Dr. Seth Shostak, senior astronomer at the SETI Institute in Mountain View, California, told NBC News Mock in an email, "Exposure to all of this would be unhealthy for humans but will only very slowly degrade the Roadster and its rider." Indeed, this car is surely destined to rack up billions of miles before disaster hits, if it does. Shostak said disaster could come in the form of a collision with Earth or Mars or possibly an asteroid. But he estimated that the spacefaring Roadster has less chance of a collision each year than all the Roadsters plying the highways of Earth put together. With no oxygen and no water, there's no chance that the Roadster will rust. Dr. Jim Bell, a planetary scientist at Arizona State University and the president of the Planetary Society said, "But given the ongoing exposure to UV light, The car's paint will start to fade over time, just as any car does here in Phoenix in the desert. In a press conference held after the launch, Musk said he expected the car to be out there in space for maybe millions or billions of years. But Bell isn't so sure. He said that at some point, perhaps 50 to 100 years from now, it will be a juicy target for salvage, and someone will mount a new space mission to recapture the Roadster and bring it back to Earth. He said, if Elon is still alive, he might want the car back. Until then, the Roadster has a lot of traveling to do. SpaceX hasn't publicly announced precisely where the Roadster is at this point in what will become a highly elliptical orbit around the Sun. But Dr. Nahum Arav, a Virginia Tech physicist who works with NASA, told Mach in an email that his rough calculations show that as of 3:40 p.m. ET today, the car had traveled about 450,000 miles from Earth, or roughly twice the distance from Earth to the Moon. He said it would take at least 6 months for the car to cross the orbit of Mars, as shown in the trajectory Musk tweeted.
The Nissan Leaf will remain the best-selling electric car in the world, at least that's the opinion of the Japanese brand. Speaking at a regional forum hosted by Nissan in Singapore, the brand's director of electric vehicle business, Nicholas Thomas, said the Leaf is unlikely to be surpassed as the most popular electric car on sale. This is despite an influx of upcoming models from new rivals such as Tesla, Hyundai and Mercedes-Benz. Thomas said, "We've sold more than 350,000 cars around the world. We are the leading electric vehicle manufacturer around the world. We've sold more than anybody else." The Nissan Leaf is already the world's best-selling electric vehicle, and now with this new version we're introducing, we're very confident that we are going to continue that position and keep going with a fantastic product. The first-generation Leaf, originally introduced in 2010, attracted 300,000 customers. Nissan's other 50,000 sales stem from electric commercial vans. Thomas said 40,000 customers have pre-ordered the new Leaf, which arrives in Australia this year. That pales in comparison to more than 518,000 people around the world who pre-ordered Tesla's upcoming Model 3, its most affordable model. But Thomas remains convinced the Leaf will outsell competition from Tesla, alluding to the American brand's well-documented assembly and delivery problems described by Chief Executive Elon Musk as production hell. Thomas said, "I'm convinced I can build and sell those very quickly. We are delivering cars to customers in Japan, we are delivering cars to customers in Europe, we are just about to begin delivering cars to customers in the US, Canada, the rest of the region as we've announced." Am I worried about the competition? No, not at all. The new Leaf is powered by an electric motor that sends 110 kilowatts and 320 Newton-meters outputs to the front wheels, allowing for an 0 to 100 km/h time of 7.9 seconds. Nissan says a lab-tested maximum range of 400 km translates to around 270 km of real-world driving. Many customers will be able to go about their business by charging it once per week. Tipped to be priced between $50,000 and $60,000, the Leaf features a ProPilot driver assistance system. Thomas says is ahead of the competition. ProPilot is a fantastic system to drive. In city traffic and highway traffic, the car will completely steer for you, even around curves. It will stop, it will start, it will hold its speed against a vehicle that it's following, it will hold its speed on an open highway. You have complete control of the vehicle, you are still in charge of the vehicle. But the vehicle will support you in those driving experiences. Of course there are some limits to that, but we really do find on practical tests that the ProPilot system is one of the best. It's able to follow a vehicle around curves. I've driven a number of self-driving systems that, as soon as you get into any radius of bend, immediately give up and suddenly you have to take over the driving. I have not experienced that with ProPilot. It's a much more advanced system. But Drive Stephen oddly sampled the system during a brief steer of the system in Japan, finding that Nissan's Assistant suite is far from an autopilot system the name implies. He found that far from an autonomous system, like that offered in the latest Mercedes-Benz E-Class or Tesla, ProPilot is closer to an adaptive cruise control system combined with lane-keeping assist. Those considering ProPilot should be aware of its limitations. The new Nissan Leaf arrives in Australia in December.